everyone, I'm Joel.
I'm Ajita.
I'm Priyanshi.
And we are from Sai International School, Odisha. And we have made our project on space debris removal technology. So let's start with what's space debris. Space debris is basically space garbage or man-made material in Earth's orbit. So it can range from big particles to smaller particles, like parts of satellites, to the paint on the satellites itself. So now, why is it so dangerous? The reason why space debris is so dangerous is because of its speed. So it can range up to 28,000 kilometers per hour, and if this debris hits working satellites, which are important for us, then it can cause immense damage, and it can also harm the astronauts in space which are in these satellites, like the ISS. So there's also another syndrome or a theory which is a part of this, which is the Kessler syndrome. And this is where space debris creates more debris when colliding with each other. And if this phenomenon continues, then it could make our orbit so cluttered that we cannot see anything beyond Earth. And it will also be so dangerous to put more satellites into our orbit without causing harm to other people. So we have made our solution, which is an innovation of different researches that we have done on this, and we have Priyanshi to explain it.
So we have this project called the orbital drone, which contains of 5 CubeSats, which are mini satellites. So starting with the first satellite, which is Ninja Scan. This has a job which revolves around the orbit, and it scans for the debris in the orbit. Then it sends the information to the next Ninja core, which has a AI relay, which scans the debris. It notes its size, shape, and accordingly assigns the job to Ninja Catch, Ninja Grip, and Ninja Drag. So Ninja Catch has an electromagnetic net which captures the metallic debris in the orbit. But what about the non-metallic ones? For them we have the orbital grip, which has robotic arms through which it captures the debris. Now, once they are done with their job, they go near to Ninja Drag and dock with them. They transfer all their waste and debris to Ninja Drag. Then this Ninja Drag goes near to the atmosphere of Earth, and due to the size of the Ninja Drag, it increases the air resistance, due to which the debris, including the mini satellite, burns up totally, which results in zero debris in the space. And Ninja Rotate has the job of then repositioning all these CubeSats once again.
Now I'm going to be explaining about nuclear waste and a few space theories that we have. So firstly, everyone knows about the Big Bang, but there's also a few other terms we don't know about, like redshift and CMB. Redshift is basically when light turns to the far end of the spectrum and it turns red when it gets farther away. CMB is basically cosmic microwave background. It's like the heat left over after the formation of the Big Bang and our universe. We also have 3 other theories on how our universe will end, which starts from the Big Rift, the Big Rip, the Big Crunch, and the Big Freeze. The Big Freeze is basically when all energy inside the universe is exhausted and everything is so far away that it becomes cold and desolate. We have the Big Rip, which is when everything in the universe is so far away that even atoms break apart, and we have the Big Crunch, which is when the Big Bang reverses itself, causing our entire universe to collapse on itself. So, there's also another question we need to answer. Why can't we dump our nuclear waste into space? Now, at first it seems like a very good idea because space is empty and nobody lives there, so it's probably not going to affect anybody, right? Well, there are a few complications that include cost and launching. If we were to have an accident on the launching site, then that could disperse millions of radionuclides into our atmosphere. We also have other problems, such as, why can't we throw it into the sun? Well, even though the sun has a lot of gravity, it's actually really hard to hit. Everything on the Earth is traveling with respect to its velocity. So we need to cancel that out, and because of the energy required to do that, it's actually a lot easier to send nuclear waste out of the solar system entirely. Everything in space is also a loop, which means that if we throw something out, even eons later, it could still come back to us and hit us. Then we also have another theory. Why can't we throw it into black holes? Well, throwing it into black holes seems like a good idea because it could tear it apart and rip it into little pieces, effectively destroying it. However, it could also cause gamma flares and the distance, time, and cost required to travel that far are far beyond our capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.